Hello YouTube, back with the next BattleBots tutorial review, and today I have the BattleBots Grip N Grapplers Ziggo. As you remember Ziggo, if anyone remembers BattleBots, I'm sure they remember Ziggo. Deadly upside down spinning walk named after Jonathan Ritter, builder, his cat Ziggy, and was quite powerful. Took home the lightweight championship in season 2.0, albeit it was a bit lucky considering that it was damaged in its previous. It had damage against BattleRaptor in the semifinals, I think it was. And it was sometimes too powerful because in Season 1 it ended up losing it and stuck on a spike trap after taking a hit from DOSBot, and had similar incident in Season 3.0 against Salad. And actually, I think under similar conditions, it also I think during the Rumble in Season 1.0, had a similar ricochet, bounced off and ended up pretty well knocked out after that point. Flag was the little self-riding flag, which you see here, basically snapped off. I mean, it was a pretty decent robot. I mean, obviously, probably most people fondly remember it tearing up Scrap Daddy LW55 in pretty much no time at all. I mean, you did have an anticlimactic final with Backlash, but it wasn't up to full capacity at that point. I mean, it did work, but its spinner, I think, must have happened from the previous fight. The rotor gearbox that makes it work must have been on its way out after BattleRaptor, because it was not spinning all that well. But Backlash had its own issues that were not related to the previous fights. It was that the antenna was too far down. But Ziggo proved itself much stronger in Season 3.0, doing a lot of damage. I mean, Whacker takes a beating. We don't see it a whole lot because, unfortunately, Salad gets to it and ends up knocking it out in similar fashion to Season 1.0. We see it again in Season 4.0, where it takes home the nut again. And then Season 5.0, well, I won't spoil the whole thing for you. But let's just say it does not end well for Ziggo. But it ends up being a pretty decent fight, though. I'll give it that. I mean, Ziggo is obviously a very nice robot. It's had a lot of merchandise over the years. Somewhere along the line, it's got a mini-bot. It's got, which we haven't gotten images of yet. It's been in the BattleBots, Beyond the BattleBots / BattleBots Design Destroy game. Although it's the weakest of the lightweights, if you can believe that. I'm not kidding, it actually is. Backlash is actually stronger than Ziggo in the game. It's also a battle chain for 3rd edition. It's very accurately represented there. As I said, so it's Grip N Grappler here. I don't think it's anything else. It's kind of sad, though, because you'd think it would have gotten a lot more than that. I mean, 1 or 2 giant nuts, but I guess not good enough here. But the toy accurately represents Ziggo here. I mean, if you remember Ziggo, then you'll obviously remember a little flag on top that was that actually moves a little bit, believe it or not. And oddly enough, despite the fact it's got the little teeth here, these are the actual 1/4-inch steel blades that were on the real robot. It's got little flails here, so it's kind of more like Mauler at this point. But oddly enough, it's kind of sort of got these bonus teeth, if you will. But these are really just the impact points where when the robot, when it's hit, this will pop the lid off. It'll take the lid off. Let's see if I can showcase that. That's basically what happens. You can see the lid. Let's see if I can show it from another angle. It's a little bit better. It pops the lid off, and then the panels can fly off. Mine's been through a few battles at least. I don't know if you'll notice it, but one of the flails here on the side is not that, it's had a little handle that keeps it in place. It's kind of broken in one spot, so it's had a little bit of a rough go here. But what's supposed to happen is, see if you listen carefully, you hear this little ticking noise. This is like if you would actually still have the little trigger handle that's usually included here. It would go in the back. See if I don't know if you can see it that well. There's a hole for it right there. Let's see if I can get a good shot. Yeah, that hole is where the handle would go. You pull the trigger. You pull the trigger handle. It's got a little it's got a long handle, long tube that sticks out here. You'll probably see with the other Grip N Grapplers. You pull that, and this would spin at pretty high speed, something like this. I don't want to go too far. Yeah, something like that. It would spin it about that fast. I mean, the faster you applied the action with the handle, the faster the robot would spin. Kind of mimicking the show. It's pretty cool. I mean, the flag even comes off. See if I can pull the flag off here. It starts out that way. In fact, when you first get the toy, you'll have to assemble it with the flag. Holds in pretty well, I think, arguably. Better than Frenzy's weapon, at least to my understanding. I mean, Ziggo was well represented here. Unfortunately, because of the way they designed the toy, the little cat face on top is kind of sort of skewered completely. It's basically, its whole head is basically completely taken out. It's kind of sad. You would have thought they would have probably not gone that route, but I'm guessing that because of the mechanism that actually makes it spin, they had to make some sacrifices. At least they included the cat face in the first place. I mean, it's barely there, but it is there. You've got the sponsorship on top. You've got pretty much everything. A little dark blue ball at the top. I mean, they got the quarter-inch steel blades, as I said before. They did a really good job on this, and even though all the details, I think this is Jetstream, I think, is their sponsors. I think, yeah, you're seeing the logo. You can see the logo on the flag. Get a good shot at it from here. And the flag is on the other side. You can see it right there. Yeah, the flag is there. It's also, of course, in the it's also on the toy itself. I mean, oddly enough, these actually function as teeth as well. Though that, obviously, I don't think that was kind of... It kind of really didn't have a whole lot of other choice. I mean, Ziggo is just an upside-down walk, as you remember. It's literally one of those cooking pots, if you will, those little cooking bowls. It's up one of those, took it upside down. They welded blades on them, and it did very well in competition, as I mentioned. But yeah, I mean, given that the toys were at this point, were able to function such that I think they all pretty much had the same trigger spots, same shape and everything, same design. The Grendel, I think, was a little more... I mean, it kind of depended on the robot that was being designed for these. So they kind of molded them into place. For some, like Ziggo, I think it actually works well. I mean, you could actually use these as the actual teeth instead of these. These are obviously going to make Ziggo very vulnerable because the two halves are in place. I kind of showed earlier. You can see it's actually split down the middle here. But yeah, very well done. Props to Road Champs and... for nailing the Ziggo toy. I mean, Ziggo was definitely a bot to take advantage of because these were released in 2001. So after Ziggo claimed the championship, obviously it was going to get a toy. And it was also one of the 50 mini-bots, as I said earlier. But again, we have not seen how accurate this is represented. So yeah, that's my review on the Ziggo Grip N Grappler. Thanks.